Welcome everybody to this week's episode of the CD Sport Podcast with me, Kerry Davis. Joining us today, another local boy, a product from Abercrave Rugby Club, ex-Wales Ospreys and Dragons player, Dafydd Howells. How are you, Dav?
How are you doing? You all right, Dora?
Yes, very good, boy. Appreciate you coming on, giving up your time on this beautiful day.
No problem. I know. It's nice to have a bit of sunshine outside now, isn't it?
Bit of sunshine. I'm glowing just from bloody Well, this camera actually makes me look brown, but I'm
not even gonna show you my arms. Down the beach yesterday afternoon, and I think I'm glowing nice and red.
You got the old ginger skin like me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No, it's good. It's nice, a bit of nice weather actually. But no, like I said, appreciate you coming on. And like we were talking a bit before we started recording. You've been on the list for a while to come on the show, and I've wanted to speak to you. But most recently, now you've announced that after 9 years at the top, you've decided just to take a step back from playing professional rugby. Was that a hard choice, Dav?
I say yeah and no. Sort of the initial sort of point where I thought, I think I need a break was a difficult decision. But then when it actually came to it, it sort of was just a massive relief of, that sort of feeling of your whole body just completely relaxing. It was a weird one. Like, the last year has been tough for everyone with everything that's gone on, but it just seems to have taken its toll that little bit extra, and taking a step back, I think, is something that I really needed at this moment. Definitely.
And like you said, you've played from, Abercrave and what are you? And nines, say? Abercrave and the nines you started?
And the nines, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
And the nines. So you played all your childhood. And then, like we were talking before, under 16s, Wales Cup, under 18s, under 20s, Wales sevens. So you've played high level rugby all your life, Really
it's been intense, man. Yeah, like real intense. Like you said, I've played continuously every year since I was 7 years old. Like, am I 26 now? It's almost 20 years of my life has all been rugby. So I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a break and stepping out into the real world for the first time.
Yeah, no, I think you'll do well. No, I didn't realize that. Well, like you're 26, but you've had 6 operations. Or you've had more?
It's mad. So, like, my first op would have been 2013, I think it was. So I had my shoulder done. I came back from Japan after that Welsh tour. Still had like a little bit of a niggle in my shoulder from a few months before. So it was a case of I would get checked, see what happens, and turns out I had a small tear that needed repairing, and since then it seemed to have sort of been a little knock-on effect. Like, I've had 3 shoulder ops. I had my elbow done 2019. I had my hamstring done in 2015, and then sort of end of Feb, beginning of March, coming back from an elbow injury, I cut my hand with a handsaw down the shed. So I was like potching around the house, like, finishing up little bits, and saw slipped, and I cut straight through the tendon on the back of my hand.
Never.
Yeah, so that was the last one.
Well, the Dragons not too happy with that, were they?
Mate, that was the most difficult conversation I've ever had to have in my life. Yeah. I rang back on my partner and saying, she's in work. I was like, look, I'm going down A&E. I've just cut my hand. You can imagine the panic now. Oh, what have you done? What have you done? So I was like, that's fine. I cut my hand. I just need a couple of stitches, I think. So she's like, right, no worries. I'll meet you down anyway home from work. Get down the hospital. Nurse goes, a few stitches now and we'll be fine. Go through to have them done. And doctor comes in, cleans it all out and has a look. And she's, give me 5 minutes. I need to go and get someone just to double check this. None the wiser, sat there. She comes back in with a doctor. He looked at her and went, oh yeah, I think you're right. That's definitely what it looks like. Still sat there, not knowing what's going on. So I'm thinking, can someone tell me what's the matter?
Yeah.
She was, we think you've cut through the tendon to your finger. And at that point, I just went white as a sheet. Thought, I've now got to ring Dean Ryan, Beck is outside. I'm just coming back from an elbow injury. Got to ring my parents and tell them that there's no chance that I'm playing on the weekend. Mate, it was just an absolute whirlwind. But to be fair, I spoke to Dean, spoke to our physio, and they were like, look, shit happens.
Yeah.
We'll get it sorted and we'll crack on. So, but it's a bit of a mad time.
It is what it is type thing, It does happen, innit?
Yeah, it's like, what can you do about it?
No.
So they were great, that, to be fair.
No, I think it's like I said, probably the frustrating thing is you just recovered from an elbow and then you did that. That would be like shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was literally sort of, that was the first week that I was like declared fit then and playing. I'd been named in the team on the Tuesday to start.
Yeah.
So, come on, right, let's go for it. And then Wednesday in, straight through the hand, out.
What were the TV say about that then, like the telly?
Well, mate, no, I don't. It wasn't really mentioned because I was back from my elbow.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. I hadn't really been sort of in the media, on the TV, that sort of stuff. It was kept quiet, so people just assumed I was still out with my elbow. And then 4 weeks later, COVID hit.
Ah, right.
So it was like, it was done anyway.
It was done. Yeah.
So yeah, until the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, it's been quite a quiet sort of injury.
I know he's tearing the world. The CB4 podcast and all the followers and listeners. It's a bit, well, it's nothing like, but when you were talking about that, it triggered my brain with the Scott Baldwin incident a few years back. I know, when it was on the telly, he's like, Scott Baldwin is out of the Ospreys game because he just got bit by a lion in South Africa. I'm like, what?
Not quite as daft as that one, but...
No, I know, but yeah, exactly. But people, like, my first thought is, why would you put your hand in a cage with a lion,
That's the thing, like, back home, I think I was out injured then as well, to be honest. And boys come into training the next morning, and they're like, have you heard about Scott? I was like, no, what's happened? He's been bit by a lion. He's lost his hand. And you know how things start.
Yeah.
Like, he's been bit by a lion. He's got a bit of a cut. By the time he got back to us in training, he'd lost his arm. Like,
that's how much it escalated. Yeah.
And then obviously everyone found out that he's been bit by a lion, and that was a mad time as well. Like some crazy injury.
Yeah, and it was actually a bit of footage going around too, isn't it? That?
Yeah. Well, the boys are filming each other stroking lions and stuff. You don't think anything of it at the time.
No.
And then all of a sudden, the world knows, and it's out there. Like,
we're all. So was it all the Ospreys kind of just stroking them, right?
I'm assuming so. Like, they were supposed to be calm. They'd been hand-reared apparently.
Yeah. And
by the sounds of it, the guides that were there had said, "Yeah, crack on. You can stroke them and stuff."
Ah, right. So that obviously that is it's not like Scott just done it out of his own.
No. It was a case of like, you're okay to stroke him sort of thing, and he was just the unlucky one that got done by one of them a little bit pissed off. Like,
yeah, exactly. And everyone's then like, oh, he's stupid, this and that. But yeah, I'd probably do the same if I was there. Anyway, Dav, we'll rewind the clock back a bit, a few years. What is like the full Dafydd Howells story? Obviously, you were saying you played like Wales under 16s and all that. Like, did you play for Abercrave Youth, or were you gone by then?
I think I played about 3 games for Abercrave Youth. So I was like, 15, 16. I was pulled into the Ospreys Academy. And they keep a very tight rein on you. Then you play in Ospreys under 16s into 18s. I think my first year of 18s, it was sort of the regional season had finished.
Yeah.
I think Abercrave, had like maybe a 3 or 4 game cup run at the end of the season. So I thought, I think Jeff Spud, the notorious Jeff Spud, he asked me, "Oh, do you reckon you'd be allowed to play? Come and have a few games for the youth?" And at that time, I thought, I'm never going to have a chance again, probably. So I asked, and to my amazement, they turned around and said, "Yeah, you go and play these last 3 or 4 games and crack on." So I think I played against Brecon, possibly Gwynafyd, and another team, I think, in the final.
Yeah.
And I think, those are the only 3 youth games sort of that I've played.
What, do you have 15 tries in 3 games, is it? Or?
I do know, sort of, I think it may have been either the semi-final or the final, obviously. Like, I came off the bench.
Yeah.
And I think I scored 2 or 3 tries that game, just potluck tries. One of them, someone went to chip over the top, and I went to charge it down, and it just stayed in my hands. Obviously, there was no one in front of me then, and it was just a clear run in. But it's mad, man. It was just, that was probably the most I've enjoyed, sort of having a laugh with the boys. Like, and the last time I played with them, probably.
Like you say, you're playing with all your, like, I know you've made friends when you're going up the rankings, but Abercrave is your core friend, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I tell people now, it's like my best rugby years was in youth. I loved it. Like,
yeah, and that's why I'm glad I got to play those 3 games, because everyone says the same thing. Like, the youth is like the most enjoyable time. So those 3 games they were really good, to be fair.
Memorable.
Yeah.
So what if you weren't playing for the youth, would you like play with Neath or someone then, or?
So I played my first game with Neath the year later. Sort of I was 17, sort of end of that, end of the season, and then going into the following season. I think it was around like November, December time, sort of just before my 18th birthday. Then in the March, I played my first game for Neath. I think it was Pontypridd away. My first game for Neath. That was an eye-opener.
Tough game, yeah. Very well.
17-year-old kid stood on the wing, on the cowshed side with all the diehard fans screaming at you, calling you every name under the sun. Naive 17-year-old kid, never experienced anything like that. Yeah. What the hell is going on? Yeah.
Yeah. In the Knoll, was it? Or?
No, this was away in Pontypridd.
Oh, so Sardis Road, is it?
Sardis Road, yeah. So I played. My first game was away to Pontypridd in Sardis Road.
Oh, tough, yeah.
First half on the cowshed side.
Oh.
Honest to God, it was, that was something else, that was.
The only thing that would make it worse if it was like in November and it was like -3 or something. Standing out there.
I know, it was around November time. I don't think it wasn't warm, obviously, but it was a dry day at least.
Yeah.
And I never forget that one.
It's pretty mad though. Like when you're 17, you still haven't matured properly, have you?
No. That's the thing. My parents had to sign a thing with the Ospreys to say they were willing for me to play, obviously, because I wasn't 18.
Yeah.
Sign a thought, like almost like a disclaimer then.
Yeah, right.
You can crack on.
That's mad, yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense. So like you said, because you're not an adult officially, are you? Until you're 18.
No, so yeah, it was first senior game of rugby was
Pontypridd
away.
That's good. And then, so you did, obviously, do you do like a full season with Neath then?
Yeah, so that was my first season, sort of first game then. And then I went to, I think it was Madrid then in the sort of it'd been end of March. I've just turned 18, and Sean Edwards is our defence coach who came out there, and then that's how it just all kind of exploded and took off. Like, he came out there as defence coach. We went to, I think it was Madrid. Yeah. Came back, ended up going to the Sevens. And then sort of halfway through training camp, the Sevens, then I got pulled out by one of the Welsh coaches, and they turned around and said, look, team will be announced this weekend or this afternoon or whatever it was. We're going to name you in the team just so you know, and things. And that 3 to 4 month period was absolutely insane. So if I went from the Swela Cup final where we played Pontypridd again in the Millennium.
Yeah.
Sevens camp to Twickenham, and then Welsh camp out to Japan, and it was that 4 or 5 months was just an absolute explosion of like not sure what's going on. It just happened so quickly. It was mad.
And being an 18-year-old as well at that time, is it? Were you 18 or just nearly 18?
Yes, I was 18 in the March.
All right, yeah.
I think if I remember, it was like 18 and 78 days, I think it was, having my first Welsh cap, or around then. So it just took off. Like didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I vaguely, you know what, I vaguely remember you having, because I was living in Australia at the time, and it was when the Lions was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, so so around this time, like the boys are doing now.
Yeah, that's it.
The Argentina thing, it was Japan that year. Boys had gone to Lions, and it was almost like trying to develop some players, bring them into the squad, and sort of push them on. Like, so yeah, it was just it was a whirlwind.
Yeah, brilliant. And obviously, when you got drafted in then to the Welsh team, did you know any boys then, or was it?
I knew a couple of boys. Like, you had a couple of the Ospreys boys coming through. Like Biggs was part of that squad. Ashley Beck was there then.
Oh yeah.
I think he pulled out with an injury possibly at that time. But there's a couple of the Welsh boys, the Ospreys boys, sorry, that were there.
Yeah.
And then I think there was one or two boys that were on the sevens.
Oh, they got drafted too.
At the same time. So you had Owen Williams was one.
Yeah.
The centre.
Yeah, not the Estrid one, is it?
No.
Cardiff Blues.
Yeah, Cardiff boy. So he was on the sevens and coming on the Welsh trip as well.
Yeah.
Who else would there have been? I think Adam Warren was one of them as well.
Oh yeah.
Liam Williams was there. Who else?
Liam Williams, yeah.
So there's quite a few boys there that sort of have gone on. So.
That's awesome. So going to Japan, was that like your first time over there as well?
First and only time I've ever been to Japan.
What's that like then?
It's such a nice country.
Yeah.
It was really nice, but the heat was ridiculous. Like I say, there's one memory that really stands out, and I was walking out the tunnel sort of to warm up to sing the anthems at the first test.
Yeah.
And just being hit in the face by just the humidity of the place.
Yeah, right.
And you think, all right, here we go now. Start warming up, everyone's dying, sweating like hell, and it was such a lovely country. The people are amazing, so kind, so generous. Like,
yeah,
and I'd love to go back and actually see the country properly. Like,
that was what I was going to ask you a bit later on, but I feel like I should ask you now. Like, if you got, Mr. Howells, it's a nice paycheck over here in, I don't know, Panasonic Wild Night. Would that tempt you at all to have a season now? Or
I think so. There's two places that would, if they were to come knocking, I'd probably say, yeah, I definitely would be. It would probably be Japan and America.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
I think just to experience something completely different. Like, all I know is Welsh rugby.
Yeah,
like I've been doing it 17 to 26, and sort of haven't really ventured very far other than we're up the road to Newport.
No, definitely get out of your comfort zone a bit too, and like, no disrespect, I think Japan rugby is getting on a bit better, isn't it? But I think USA, I don't think the level would be quite.
No, I don't think it's quite there yet. No. But it would be nice to be involved in the sort of
the development, like
evolution and development into the game that we know over here and things like that. So yeah, it'd be an exciting opportunity if that was to ever come about.
Awesome. Like, you've seen like Matt Gitto's in LA, isn't he? Playing.
There's a few of them in LA. I think Adam Ashley Cooper's over there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
Wasn't Ben Forden's over there somewhere?
New York. Chris Robshaw's in San Diego. You had Manon over there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought, there was a bit of talk about him over there and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's two of the boys I know have gone over there now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Hanno Dirksen.
Yeah, right. The winger.
So he's over there as well. And then Joe Thomas. So one of the boys that was in the Ospreys and then came to the Dragons later on. So he's gone out there this year. I think he's looking to stay out there then next year as well. And so,
what club has he gone to then?
So Hanno's in Nola Gold. I'm not sure where they are.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Joe Tom is in Houston Sabercats.
Sabre Cat, yeah, right, yeah. Awesome.
So he's done it. He say he loves it. Sort of, I don't know about Houston, mind. He show me pictures, it's like 30 degrees, and that's not for me. I don't
Pretty
think
hot there.
Yeah, I don't think I could cope with that.
I think they treat rugby as well as a summer sport over there too. I think.
I think so. Like,
they're playing now, aren't they? Currently,
it's a very short season. Sort of, I think it's only sort of a 5-month window where they play in sort of on pretty much back to back continuously. So
yeah, right. That's funny because you said you listened to my podcast with Nick Tompkins, and he said the same, didn't he? He'd like to maybe give the US a crack, and yeah, I reckon there'd be a lot more players like you, Dav, who would want.
It looks like, well, it's a completely different environment. Like probably there's not many people that would have experienced it.
No,
and I think the pressure's not there almost.
Yeah.
Sort of. So yeah, I'd like to have a go, if it came about. But
consider it, yeah.
Consider it, yeah.
But until then, just keep doing what you're doing and enjoying. Like you say, you've signed for. Well, you played with Ebbw Vale a bit through the Dragons too, haven't you?
Yeah, so
you've signed for them now.
2 or 3 years ago, I think I was now.
Yeah, right.
Played a few games, some sort of towards the end of the season. I loved it. To be fair, the group of boys I got up there is class. The good coaching staff, and when I made the decision to sort of take a break and step back a bit, dropped them a message, and they were brilliant. And there wasn't really much of a decision to be made my end. Like it was, I'd love to come and sign on the dotted line, and off I go.
Awesome. Is that just were you just going to play by year, or was it like a big contract?
Yeah,
or you don't have to say whatever.
It's your standard contract basically.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll see how it goes. Like at the minute, I'm happy to go and enjoy playing up there.
Yeah,
chill out, work a little bit, and see how we go. Like,
yeah, awesome. I read that on Wales Online, and you were saying you're just looking forward to. Oh, can you hear me? I don't know. Right, Dav? Might have had a bit of a frozen. Hello. Maybe coming back now, but I don't know if it's mine or Dav's. Oh, he's back.
Hello.
All right, can you hear me? Right, Dav?
Hello.
Hello, you hear me now?
Yeah, we're back.
That's all right. I lose my amazing editing skills. I can kind of crop it out, but I don't know if that was me. It might have been me. My Wi-Fi sometimes plays up, but
it's gone again.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're sort of frozen again a bit then, but yeah, I think we're back now.
There we are. As long as you can hear me.
Yeah, we're good. We can hear you.
Most of my listeners most of them are actually at the start. Most of my listeners are like YouTube and stuff, but now it seems to it's twisted. Everyone's listening to me on YouTube and on iTunes, so
makes it a little bit easier on iTunes. We just cut it out and sort of fade it in, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. I can just crop it out after now, and then it'll be like we never had a cut out. But no. What were we on about? We were on about you with Ebbw Vale, weren't we?
Yeah. So I was saying, like I said, it wasn't even a decision. I dropped them a message, and they were great. That's
what I was going to say, man. Like you said on like a Wales Online report that like you're looking forward just to like train twice a week and then play on a Saturday, like no pressure type thing, innit?
Just enjoy playing rugby again, like try and get back to where I was sort of at that youth level, 18, 19, not a care in the world, playing rugby, just out there and enjoying it, like, and it offers a new challenge for me. Like this is going to sound bad, but I've never worked a normal job in my life. Like, all I've known is rugby. Like I came out of school, signed a contract, and I was training 5-6 days a week playing rugby on the weekends.
Yeah, right.
So it offers a new challenge to me to see what the big bad world is like out there.
What it's like.
Yeah,
it's not too bad out there.
like, fingers crossed.
In fact, I was going to mention that. Like, you said like when you had your Welsh cap in Japan, you had to take your school books out, did you?
Yeah, so I was still in college. So
Yeah,
I was
right.
in my second year of college. So I had essays to write and stuff while I was out there to get it to be in by the time I got back. I did, they were great. They gave me extensions and stuff, but I still had to get them done to
Of course, yeah.
pass the course and stuff. So yeah, it was mad. Like last year of college, get them all in to actually come out with some form of qualification. And yeah, I was sat on the bullet train halfway through an essay, and then someone from BBC Sport Wales came up to me and said, "We've got an interview with you now." I was like, no. Save the work, wandered down the train, and then there's 4 or 5 reporters around me with a thing. Said, "So we just cut you short, doing you?" Yeah.
Is that how it came about then? Is it like could they interrupted you doing your work, and now they knew that Dafydd Howells is doing schoolwork when he's in the Welsh camp type thing?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. You said, we grab you for an interview. So yeah, give me 2 minutes. Me just finish beer and save my work. And I said, "How are you doing then?"
Yeah.
So I told him, and then that was one of the questions they were asking. And how's your schoolwork coming along?
Right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But like Jamie Roberts is quite famous. He was still training to be a doctor and stuff, wasn't he? When he was.
So I don't know. I think he's recently finished, or whether he's still training. I'm not.
Still going now, is he?
Yeah, he was. He helped out a bit during the pandemic. We had that downtime when no one was allowed to go anywhere. I think he was doing a bit then to sort of help out. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I did hear something about that actually. I didn't know if it was like true or not, but obviously if you're saying it, you know the right boys and stuff.
Fair play to him, that can't have been an easy position to be in. So
God, no.
Helping people like that, but no, hats off to him, like.
And playing for the Dragons, and he's on the telly too, and he's like what do you call him? Pundit, like now, and he as well.
Yeah, he's everywhere, to be fair. Whatever rugby game you turn on, he's on there.
Yeah, he's on this. His face is on the screen. Yeah. No, but we'll go back as well. I just wanted to ask you too. Obviously, when you got into the Ospreys and stuff, you were young, 18 and stuff. Well, 17 when you got in there. Well, when you like first got into walked into Llandarcy, seeing like the big, like when you first started with the Ospreys, who were like the big boys there? Obviously, you had Alan Wynne. Who else was there playing?
I'm trying to think who was there now.
Who was like the main boys?
So Adam was still there.
Adam was still there, was he? That would be good to know then, just like a familiar face, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think who was there when. Gosh, it's so long ago now. So it was 2013. Yeah. So
James Hook would have been there, would he? Or no?
Hookie was there when sort of he came back. Sort of my last year as well.
Yeah.
Who else? Fussell was there.
Fussell, yeah.
I think Hibbard would have been there.
Yeah, I'd say
He'd have been there sort of at the start.
But obviously, you'll be watching these boys growing up. Like, was it like, I'm in the room with bloody?
It's not even watching them grow up. Like, I was sat in college because I was in college in Llandarcy as well.
Ah, right, yeah.
So when they were training inside in the barn, a big glass window at the top where the cafe was. We sat up there watching them training like the year before, and now all of a sudden I'm down training with them while all my mates are sat up watching us train.
Watching you train, yeah, exactly.
It was mad. Yeah, I can't remember who was there when I first played. But Biggs was obviously there.
Yeah.
Reece Webb would have been there. God. There'd have been quite a few boys still there, like towards the beginning of it, like, yeah.
You've had a few, like the Ospreys, they've had a few boys. Obviously, they were there, say 2013, gone, and they've gone back then, haven't they?
Yeah. Paul James would have been one of them.
Yeah, Paul James, yeah. I forgot about Paul James, yeah.
He left, came back. Hookie,
yeah, he's one there.
Who else would have been there? Sort of left and come back. God. There's so many people over the years.
There's probably players who maybe are not as high profile as well, is there?
Yeah, so like it would have been, you had the likes of Eli Walker was playing. Obviously,
Oh yeah, the winger,
he
yeah.
had to retire. Ben John.
Yeah.
Like Tom Haberfield, Tom Isaacs.
Yeah. But the 9, is he the scrum half?
Tom Haberfield, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And then Tom Isaacs would have been one. Sam Davis was there as well.
Yeah.
I think coming through.
Where's he now? Scarlet?
He's with the Dragons.
Dragons, fuck. I knew he wasn't with the Ospreys anymore. Yeah, Dragons. So he was there, obviously, when you just finished up now as well. Yeah.
He left the year after I left, I think it was. So he's been at the Dragons now. This is the end of his second year.
Yeah, right. Hey, the Dragons have done some good signings, haven't they?
They missed some good signings for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's tough this year now. There's no one knows what budgets are flying about, and sort of it's hard to make signings and stuff. So I think this year will be a quiet year. But going forward, I think if they keep building like they are, I think they'll do really well. They'll do well,
because obviously, they had Nick from the Saracens too, didn't they? Like Jamie Roberts, I know he's a bit older, but he was a big signing, isn't he? His experience.
He brings an air of experience around him, and you've got people like an Iron Owen coming through now.
He's a good boy, he is, yeah.
Yeah, young centre, and when you've got someone like Jamie coming back, and it gives him bringing his experience, helping the younger boys out coming through. It does make a big difference, like.
Yeah, exactly. It's a wise head in the team, like,
Yeah, and he's found some form there as well. He's playing quite well, so that's a big help as well. When you got a ball carrying 12 like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
you on the front foot.
It's players like Jamie Roberts, Alan Wynne. I can't remember when they weren't playing. They've just been around for so long. They've
been playing as long as I can remember.
Yeah, Hibbard as well. Well, in fact, Hibbard not so much, because when I was speaking to Adam Jones, he was talking about in South Africa, the front row at the time was the first Welsh front row for a long time. It was years, but it was Gethin Jenkins, Matthew Rees, and Adam. But I thought it was Hibbard, so maybe Hibbard wasn't as far back as I thought. But yeah, he's still been around a long time,
Well, no, Hibbs probably would have been sort of
in the Welsh mix,
around it, when you think about Hibbs now. Yeah, he'll kill me if he heard this, but I'm sure he's about 38.
38, is he? Yeah.
So he's still going, and he's still smashing people as well.
Yeah, still a classic Hibbard hit there.
The bloke is mental, to be able to throw your body around like that. However many years he's been doing it, and still doing it now.
Yeah,
that's a hell of an effort.
Definitely. Do you feel, obviously you're 26, you've had a few operations. In the mornings, are you
some days, honestly, some days. If we've had a big training day the day before, you're going to be a bit sore. But if we've done contact with my shoulders, and it sounds stupid, but if it's a really cold day, joints that I've had ops on take a lot longer to get going and warm up than anything else. It's like you said, it's one of them where you're rolling yourself out of bed going,
oh definitely, yeah,
it does. It takes its toll, and that was another reason for having a little bit of a break from that sort of day in, day out training and stuff. It's
definitely
it batters your body.
How, say now, so you play on a Saturday, wherever you were at the time. What is normally a week of a professional rugby player? What happens on the Sunday?
Sunday would be, it depends. If it's an away game, sometimes you'll travel back straight after the game on a Saturday. Yeah. Which is the best thing ever, because it means you wake up in your own bed the next day and on your day on a day off. A normal day would be Sunday would be off completely if you've played Saturday. Yeah. And then in on the Monday to be reviews of the game, be a bit of a lighter day. Yeah. Just get bodies moving, bit of a flash out. Tuesday then would probably be a bit more intense. Not quite flat out yet, still sort of building. Thursday then would be a real fast day, make sure everything is ready to go. And then Friday would be a complete shutdown then, almost back to Monday, where it's just making sure everyone's happy with what the plan is running through the odd thing, 20 minutes, half an hour on the field maximum.
On a Friday?
Yeah, on a Friday.
Yeah, then home and relax.
Into a game Saturday, yeah.
And obviously depending, like with the Pro 14, you might have to go to Italy or something. Say you were flying to Italy for a game. Well, obviously you'd leave a Friday to play a Saturday.
Yeah, so it can vary. So like if they've managed to get access to the field on the Friday, you'd fly early morning.
Ah, right, yeah.
Go out, have food, train then on the field then on the Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
that'll be even lighter again then, obviously, because you've had the plane, and then you're that little bit closer to the game, and then play, and then if you're lucky, fly home Saturday night straight after the game.
Yeah.
Or if not, it'll be Sunday morning.
And when you were playing for the Ospreys, where would you fly from?
Cardiff mostly.
Oh, so always Cardiff. You'd all
yeah,
go up there,
mostly Cardiff. Ospreys were good. Where if they could charter flights, it'd be chartered flights. So it would. Those would be the games then. They'd be flying straight home after the game.
Yeah,
which were brilliant. Especially if you had if you had a late kickoff, straight from the game to the airport, straight back, get home. It'd be late.
Yeah.
You're getting home to your own bed and waking up on a Sunday morning at home.
No, you want that. That's a lot. Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, waking up Sunday morning thinking, I've got to get on a bus now, then a plane, then another bus, then the car.
That's a nightmare, yeah. It's traveling's quite hard, even coming home from holidays, just you're in the airport and maybe it's not the same type of when you're with a professional team. Are you waiting around much, or are you on the plane and gone?
It depends. Like I said, if you're on a normal flight,
then
you're
waiting like everyone else.
You're waiting like everyone else. If you're lucky enough that you've got a chartered flight, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's like Scotland, for argument's sake, straight onto the airstrip, bus drops you off onto the plane.
Way to go.
Yeah, if it's a normal flight, you sat waiting around like everyone else.
Is the trip to South Africa not nice?
To be honest, I haven't done a trip to South Africa yet.
Have you?
I've been lucky. So the trips that I would have gone on, I've been injured.
Right, so you've been held back, yeah.
But so I'd say, they probably. The boy said it's a great laugh because you're out there for 2 weeks.
Play 2 games. Yeah,
you get quite a bit of downtime as well. You train once a day, and then the rest of the time you've got
do you want
basically. But yeah, they fly out. Was it 9 hours or something like that, or whatever it is to South Africa? Right. So but that's like anyone else going. Then it would be a case of airport, wait in the airport. Plane, wait, get picked up to the side and the same back. It's just, I think it's the same regardless of what you're doing. When it's time to come home,
you want to get home.
You just want to be home, don't you?
Yeah.
Especially when you've been beaten around and battered for 80 minutes, it's even more . Or
if you got hammered, thumped over there as well, you're just
Leinster's a nice one for that.
The what one?
Leinster, that's a good one.
Oh, Leinster.
Wage up to Leinster. Boys, they are absolutely on fire. 50-pointer on the plane. Right, get me home now.
Yeah, you just want to get home, get away from everything. Cameras. Yeah. No, it's Nick Tompkins spoke about it briefly on the podcast like we did before, and imagine playing in the Super Rugby, how much travelling you do over there.
Yeah, especially
Argentina, South Africa. It's Japan. The Sunwolves was in a.
They were one
of them.
It's those teams I feel sorry for, like the Sunwolves and was it the Jaguars? Was it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think they got no home. They got no one to play in their own country. It's always everything is away. They could be doing 4 to 5 weeks away at a time. It's mad. That would be tough.
Torture, and like you say, with families and stuff. If you're a single boy, you might be right, but. Most of them,
enjoy a bit more, but boys who got kids and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a tough old time.
You want to get home. Dafydd Howells, do you still hold the record for the world's fastest international try?
I think so. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I wanted to clear that up. But I've obviously, I know about it, but when you look online, it's like, is this the world's fastest international? It's like they question it type thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you seen that on Google and stuff? I
think
thought you might.
I think unofficially it's the fastest try. I don't think anyone's put the stamp on it yet. Like the Guinness World Records haven't put the stamp on it yet to say this is it. But yeah, I think unofficially it's still classed as the fastest try.
You haven't got like the nice glass plaque of
no, I wish.
Dafydd Howells.
That would be behind you. If I had one, it would be behind.
Right there.
Yeah.
I thought you'd have your Welsh cap and that dragon thing, everything up there, Dav.
We're in the middle of moving house, aren't we?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we're in the middle of moving. So everything is empty. I'm sat in the living room at the minute, and all I see is the settee and the TV at the minute.
Where are you moving to?
We're moving to Ystrad.
Are you?
Yeah, so
nice.
Hoping to get that all sorted now by the end of the month, fingers crossed.
Oh, good.
So hopefully get the keys by then. And,
tidy. Probably bump into you in Tesco and stuff now then?
Yeah. Well, I always say we bumped into, Spud again.
Yeah.
Bumped into everyone in Tesco. Yeah. It's hard though, you can't see anyone's face. All you're walking around is seeing someone's eyes. Someone walks past you and goes, Dav, how are you doing? And it takes you 10 seconds to go, okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know who I am.
Yeah.
You might not, bloody hell, you might not recognise me now. I got the old bald head, shaved head.
Oh.
Yeah, lost a bit. Well, I put a bit of weight back on, but bloody, I've been down to 13 stone 13, I have.
Yeah.
I've always been a bit of a bigger boy, haven't I? You probably remember me.
Like, front row, too.
Yeah, front rower, but I've decided a complete switch. I've cut my calories out, and I don't need to, I'm not playing rugby anymore. I don't need to carry the weight, do I? So, a few people now are like, okay, you look different.
Half a man,
like, so. That's why, like people, like my father goes over to the club. He has, along with your dad, and have a couple of pints. And sometimes they ask, "Oh, Kerry, you gonna play now?" But I don't think people realise that I'd probably get fucking smashed now. Unless I'm on the wing, I'm out.
I was going to say, if you were to go back, where would you go? Where'd you play?
Oh, I don't know. Not in the front row, that's for sure. I don't know. Honestly, right, my body, I feel like I just saw all the time. I feel. I don't even know what I do. I do a bit of weights, I do a bit of running. Like, my body feels achy. I've recently started doing a bit of jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu? Yeah. That's good fun. Like, it's a real, like, lung buster. It's like you grappling another man and stuff, but that's good fun. But as for, like, 120 kilo, 110 kilo man running at me, I'm like, nah, I'm all right for that.
That's one thing I'm looking forward to, is not having the 120 kilo back rower who can shift running down your channel.
Yeah.
You don't tend to get many of them in the Welsh Prem.
No, exactly. I know you'd have been you played against like the best of the best in the world, haven't you? Who is anyone? I asked Adam this. Who's like from memory? Who's like the toughest player you played against and played with? There we go. I'll give you the question I give Adam. Best venue you've played at, toughest player you played against, best player played with. Top of your head.
Best venue, it pains me to say it, would be Twickenham.
Because
I played it in with Wales Sevens.
Awesome, yeah.
Completely packed out. The noise was different level. Toughest player I've played against. I'm terrible for names, so it could be anyone. Played against Adam Ashley Cooper.
Oh yeah.
So that was.
He was in France, is he?
He was in Bordeaux at the time.
Right. Yeah.
So that was an eye opener. Just seeing you come up against great wingers all the time.
He's the most capped Australian player, I think.
Yeah. So different level of class, mate. Honestly,
is he?
Different level. So he's probably the hardest back three player I've played against.
Yeah, right. Adam Ashley Cooper. I like that one. It's a good one.
The best player I've played with.
Like just his skill level, or you're like, Jesus Christ, this player's got some skill. Or
I've got Biggs.
Dan Bigger. Yeah.
Like he's I think he's still a very underrated player. although don't get me wrong, he's rated very highly. I don't think he's rated as highly as he should be, because not only is he, great at managing the game, he's a tough bloke as well. Like, you can send the biggest forward you want down his channel, and he'll stand there and he'll put a shot in.
Yeah.
Like, and his will to succeed and get better and drive everyone around him, I would probably say he's up there with one of the best players I've played with.
Yeah, you can see what you said there. You can see out on the field with him. Even if he gets knocked over or he's like back up and he's straight back at them.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of people, he does react sometimes, but that's because he's so passionate and wants the best, and like, yeah. But he's class, man.
Oh, I like M3. Like I say, sometimes I like hearing, like, I never expected to say Adam Ashley Cooper then, but like Adam Jones. Who did he say now? Remember Joanne Smith, the flanker?
Yeah.
The big, he's like 6'4". So you said him, like, and again, it was like someone I did not expect to. But yeah, it's good. Adam Ashley Cooper's the man. And hey, if you go to America, you might be a teammate or a opposition.
I wouldn't be bad playing with him and Matt Gitto. God.
Matt Gitto,
you could win a thing or two over there, couldn't you?
Living in Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not me.
No, they'll pay you well over there, I'm sure. Listen, Dav, I'll leave it go here because I didn't even realise you were in the middle of moving as well. We're coming up to 50 minutes. But really appreciate you coming on, mate. Like I said, I'm looking forward to see what the future holds. And good luck with everything.
Cheers,
obviously you're on Instagram. What's your Instagram name? I'll put it at the bottom anyway.
It's at Dafydd Howells, I think it is.
Oh, at Dafydd Howells. So guys, follow David at Dafydd Howells. You on Twitter or anything like that?
Yeah, it's not very often. I'm not a very social person on there, but I'm on Twitter as well. I think it's exactly the same handle at Dafydd Howells.
Awesome stuff, guys. So get there, follow Dafydd Howells, and also don't forget to like and subscribe to myself, the CD Sport Podcast. I'm on YouTube and Instagram, so spread the word, spread the love. Thank you, Dav. Pleasure as always.
No problem at all, mate. Thank you for having me.
Dafydd Howells, everybody. Yo.